And then he said, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills.
I can't catch a break, guys.
Yeah.
Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys.
People think, oh, well, cleaning your room, that's just a cliche. It's like, yeah, really, eh? Just go ahead and try it.
If people had any idea how powerful sleep is for healing from anything, and the fact that it's free.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock.
Podcast.
All right, guys, how is it going? Good to see you both. Missing yous. How is Thailand going so far?
Hey, great. We're learning lots. It's far more spiritual and philosophical than I thought it would be. There's a lot more meditation involved than I thought there'd be. It's really interesting. I can sit still for a lot longer than I thought I could.
Yeah, how you find the morning meditation? So basically, every morning you go 6 a.m. till 6:30 is literally silent meditation. Is it still that way?
It's been a few different things. We did walking meditation and stuff like that there too. This morning we went to the waterfall and we did yoga at the waterfall, and we didn't do much meditation because we were afraid of the mosquitoes, but then we jumped into the water after. That was really cool. We did a meditation with Dimitri after doing a really, really tough, like a hip opener session. And after he started playing, what's the name of that thing? It's like a little...
his little instrument.
Like a hand.
Oh, it's so good. He plays with his hands. Oh, what is the name of it? Oh, I wish I could remember that. It's such a cool... He's really good.
Like a hand drum or something like that. It's really good for hand.
Oh, he's so talented. He's really good yogi.
Breaking up.
Yeah, he really is.
So kind of first impressions of Thailand, the culture, what's that been like being in Thailand itself? How you find the people?
All right, so the roads are crazy. We rented scooters the first week we were there. I don't have a license, don't tell the government. Ashton doesn't have a license, don't tell the government. We went around on two scooters just at like maximum 45 kilometers an hour at the very, very edge of the road. It's terrifying.
It's like Mario Kart.
It's exactly like Mario Kart.
Yeah. I think I remember reading the statistics before, like a significant amount of people die every year just on that island from road accidents. Like you see two people a day, is it?
Alex said 2 people every day die on scooters
every
or
day
in car.
on that small island. It's crazy, but you see people like obviously speeding. The key for me is like driving with no helmets, and then you see kids on the bikes with no helmets. It's a bit crazy. Yeah, but as you can say, even the fact that they give out the scooters like with no license and stuff like that, like the laws are just a little bit loose, I feel.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah. So the yoga, we do meditation, so half-6. So kind of give me a brief kind of run through of kind of what your days have been like.
Ooh, okay. So
about 5:30.
So we've got 5 days in so far. So we get up at around 5:30.
5:30 in the morning. Then we make our way down for like 6 to 6:30.
No, 6. We're usually down at 6. So our first week we spent 4 days in Sanity because there's a little bit of a mix-up. They overbooked the course or the hotel for the first like 4 days or something like that there. So we were getting up at 5:30 to go at 6, and then we just started, I think it was half an hour later.
Okay, cool.
But then
give people time to travel down.
Yeah, so today, I think because it was Saturday, we started at 6:30.
Yeah.
But this morning, we actually got up at 3:30. We got up at 3:30 because it was a full moon last night.
Wow.
And we were told about Joe doing like, there's the sun salutation.
Moon salutation.
There's supposed to be some energy this sense of woo, but there's Joe, your second chakra is your sacral chakra, and that's like the moon chakra or whatever. And if you want balance and peace and resolution for whatever you've been going through for the last time, you go out and you worship the sun or the moon, when it's at its highest, and that's at 4 a.m. So me, Ashlyn, Maggie, and Ina went out and we had like a little meditation session. Ina had like cool little chimes, and
she had Palo Santo wood as well. She was like burning that, and it was really cool.
It smelled really nice, yeah. We were out in the roof shell as well, so under the thing. But when we started the meditation, because we were doing it for like an hour. It was crazy.
Wow.
And so we were sitting on the roof shell, and like the clouds were everywhere. Like you couldn't really see the moon. But when we were done the meditation, like the moon was out, and like everyone here was like, the girls were all like, "Oh, this is a sign," and I was like, "Okay," but I was kind of like, maybe it is a sign.
Yeah.
It was weird, like.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. It's like it's just a different way of looking at things, isn't it? I think it's very interesting. The whole kind of yoga, the whole spirituality of it, and again, it's got so much with the word popularity, even, you know, that, and so many people are bought in. There's so many people believe, and when you're there and you're living and breathing it, like it does feel real. You know, like you would feel like, why not let it be a sign? You know, if it's an empowering belief.
It's much more meaningful. Like, I feel like these people have a much more meaningful life than, let's say, someone who's like me, who's really rational. So they see much more meaning in it rather than like a cold detachment from stuff. Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's really, and like everyone's like, whoa, oh my god, that's so. I understand that. Do you get me? Even though like the connections can be really, really loose, it's the feeling behind it, not so much the actual logic.
Yeah, it's cool. Even because obviously, even me and Jen, we came away from when we came away from the yoga, we were kind of much more interested in kind of astrology and star signs, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I think I could have lost him. So that, guys, obviously the connection isn't 110%, obviously, as the guys are on the other side of the world. But again, we'll do our best. So then how's I seen you done your teaching session, I've seen the pictures. So you've already taught already, Chris?
Did that in the first, like the third day we were here. It was just like the first 2 days we learned what the sun salutation and then the 3 different variations of it, and then it was basically like teach it. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was good getting the continuous kind of teaching practice, because if we were to do the exam at the end without any like practice beforehand, I would go up there and probably cry.
Yeah.
After doing that, I'm much more confident in doing it in front of people now. Yeah. Like when I first went up, I was really nervous and I was going to take the easy way and just do sun salutation. Was Ashnaka A? Yeah. And that's like most basic one. It's just like it's just
up, down, chaturanga, downward dog, cobra,
and then back up. No, it's upward dog.
Cobra.
There's no cobra. And then, so I was going to just do that one, but instead of just doing that one, I ended up doing all 3 twice.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah.
If it was sun salutation, sun salutation B goes into warrior and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and then
Shivananda.
Shivananda has the back bends.
Yes.
Which is it. That's what Panita usually does. It's so cool. We worked out just there, and like I noticed a massive difference in my squats. You know, Brian's always telling toes forward, grab the floor spread, turn your knees. Every time I used to do that, my right foot used to just like heel in and toe out. It would just pop out because I'm so tight.
Yeah.
Then I can just squat like right down, fucking no problem. Like no, and movement. It's almost like it's effortless now. Do you get me? Like the only thing that I'm relying on now is my cardiovascular system. There used to be so much resistance in the movement. It costs so much energy to move.
Yeah.
It's like you feel freer, man. It's weird.
You're much more aware in your body.
Like you feel. Yeah. Like I used to move when like you're a kid. You just love like when you're a kid, like you just love moving and playing and like just moving around all the time. So it just like that.
Yeah, it's free and like it really is. And so I noticed that like see during sessions, like are you still there?
Yeah.
See during some of the yoga see during some of the yoga sessions, like they're tough, like some of them are awful, like they're so hard.
Because they're 90 minutes as well.
Absolute best, like in all of them. Do you get me? I'm going like, man, it's 90 minutes and then another 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's several 90-minute sessions a day.
We're there during the week. We were there for, and we
before breakfast.
3 hours yoga before we even have breakfast, man.
Yeah. I told you. That's what I said.
Breakfast is
man,
it is so good. There's a big buffet.
Yeah. How are you getting on with the vegetarian diet then at lunchtime and dinner?
It's good. Like it's not bad. It's not
good
bad.
if you're to go vegetarian. Like this is the place to do it because they're like absolutely like really good.
Yeah, the food here. It's like at first I was kind of like standoffish. I was like, I don't know if I like this. And there's some foods where I'm like, No, like we had lunch yesterday, and it was like a really spicy sort of salad sort of thing. I don't really know what it was. It tasted really vinegary and all that jazz for lunch. I didn't like it at all, so I kind of skipped it. But because I had such a big breakfast, or words cannot describe. All right, the breakfasts are so good.
And you go getting 3, 4, 5 omelets. Oh yeah, because you can still order off menu as well if you want.
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't done that yet. Like the food, I'm really surprised at how good vegetarian food is. Like the vegetables, like I'm eating into a piece of broccoli like it's bloody steak. I'm like, it's so good. Like it's so good. The way you cook it matters so much.
100%, definitely.
Oh, and Panita, do you remember Panita?
Yeah, Panita. Yeah.
She made sticky rice and mango for us today. It was like I'll send you a picture and you can.
I think I seen on Ashlyn's story, and I think Panita's opened a wee restaurant recently or something, hasn't she?
Did she mention that?
I think she pushed it on her Facebook there just not long after me and Jen finished the course. I think she opened up a wee restaurant. Could it even just be kind of at the side of her house or something like that?
So
yeah.
It's such a good cook. Oh,
I love Panita. I love her energy, man.
Panita's got amazing energy. Yeah, really good.
Now, here's the thing that I find just mind blowing. They like not everyone, but like there's a few people here who just seem to have like unlimited happiness. It's strange. Like Panita seems to be one of them, and then Ina seems to be one of them.
Yeah.
And then Lek is just amazing.
Lek's cool.
Amazing. And then like all the yogis have like some. I'm not going to say aura because I don't want to admit that I've gone that far yet. But like they have this like vibe about them. Do you get me? Like this like presence. Like when you're standing, it's
like a certain energy or a certain frequency to give off.
Yeah. You like when you're standing beside them, you're just like, it's almost intimidating. You're like, I wonder how far you've gone down the rabbit hole. Do you get me? Like, well, Alex seems to have gone down pretty far. Like he's not going back. He was telling us this story about him going to go scuba diving or something like that there, and then he seen 2 camels on a thing, and he was at the sea, and he missed his boat or something like that there, so he had to like make himself laugh or something because the water was freezing cold. He didn't want to go diving because the water was so cold, so he started making all these camel noises, and the camels had no idea where the camel noise was coming from because they couldn't see another camel, so they thought the camel was in the water. And he kept making the bloody Joe Camel noise. Like, I'm not going to do it, but just imagine what a camel sounds like, and then imagine a person trying to float in water doing that camel sound. All right, he did the faces and the impressions. It was so funny, and the camels come down to the water looking for him, and he was just like he was laughing his ass off in a situation where he shouldn't. And what he was asking us was if we had any anecdotes or any funny stories or anything like that we could call upon at any time to make us laugh. And I came, like everyone during the thing was like, yeah, I do, because no one wants to admit it in front of everyone that they mightn't. Like, and when he'd say it, you'd laugh with like nervous laughter or whatever it was. And then like I only had like one story that I could call, and it wasn't even that funny. The story that was playing through my head was Joe. It's not even a story about me, which is really disappointing. It was Joe Sideshow Bob. When he's walking into the race.
I was thinking of The Simpsons as well for my one.
That's freaky. That is freaky.
I was just like anything from The Simpsons.
All I was thinking was Sideshow Bob walking into a rake and hitting him in the face and going, making this.
But it's more so just about being kind of being more aware of it. Because I'm sure if you sat down and told about it for long enough, I'm sure you'd have plenty of stories. But I think it just kind of. It just highlights that whole thing. It's like what you focus on grows, and it kind of maybe when you're on that certain wavelength, you're focusing and you're looking for the happy, and then you find the happy, and then when you're looking for the logical, you're looking for the rational, it's like this, you find what you look for, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Draw happiness out of yourself.
Yeah,
like you can call on it whenever.
But that's the thing that he was saying. He was like, can you do that? He was like, how close to the feeling of happiness are you? Like how you can imitate sadness. You can really imitate sadness. So if you start thinking a sad thought, and you start going down the road, like you can really, really feel it. But can you do that with happiness? Can you build up to the happiness? You get me? Can you do that just from nothing?
Well, that's
and it's like or do you have that relationship with it that you know what the stages are? And it's like the next time you're happy or the next time you're joyous, like try and remember exactly how it feels. and
like a snapshot. And enjoy it like when it does come.
because he's like, why not?
Yeah. It's very cool.
Like what? Yeah, it's so insightful, man. Like there's so much stuff though that like, again, my bloody little rational head just like I don't want to agree to, I don't want to listen to or anything like that there. But like when you experience it, it's a different sort of story.
Yeah, I feel like it's a different way of looking at the world.
Yeah. Like the chakras, like see when you imagine the chakras, like I still don't know if I think they're real or not, but like they're real as an idea. And I think they're real as an idea because you have certain points in your body that you can focus on. And when you focus on them and you do the things, it's like they work for the purpose that they're working for. Do you know when you're holding your breath and all that jazz? And like if you focus on your chakras on like the Mula chakra.
Mula Bandha.
So Mula Bandha, you're holding that there, Jula Bandha, and then Udada Bandha. I'm still learning Sanskrit. I don't really know the names of them, but there's 3 ones. And you go like this here and you hold them.
I saw the colours.
When you retain, you hold them down and you draw your belly in and then you pull up your pelvic floor and you hold those in while you're holding your breath, and it lets you hold your breath for longer. Do you get me? And then when you go to inhale again or exhale again, it's not this big like. It's like the skill of it. Do you get me? Like there's so much to it. Like the breathing in this track is really, really weird. I had a very strange experience yesterday doing more hip opener stuff, and I was on all fours. You pick your knee. It was my left knee.
Hello, I think I just lost you. Just literally 1 second ago, Chris. And go back in the room, Chris.
Yeah, so I was on all fours, right? This is a really, really strange experience because I was on all fours and we were doing hip openers. So I was lifting my left knee out in line with my hip up off the ground, trying to extend my foot out. And I can't really do that because I have really tight hips. So like I was in that thing and my like leg was trembling. It was trembling like this here, like literally just shaking. And I felt like my glute was just going to spasm and snap. Like it was so tight. And I just breathed and I was like just relax. There's nothing to panic about. Just breathe. And then on like the 6th breath, it literally just disappeared.
Yeah.
Cramping thing just disappeared, and I was actually able to lift my leg up even higher.
Yeah, it's so cool. The fact that people don't know how to breathe. No, none of us really know how to breathe. And even the fact I found the most interesting one is like when you say like breathe into your glutes. It's like what the fuck do you mean breathe into my glutes? But then when you just kind of do it, it just like it really works.
I like Elliot Hulse's. Elliot Hulse's goes breathe into your balls.
Yeah.
Like a man.
Yeah.
It's so funny. But yeah, man, doing all that stuff. My favorite teacher for breath is Nicholas. Nick. I love his accent.
Nick's badass. Nick does a really cool kind of chaturanga. His core strength is unbelievable. Go for best thing about breathing, Chris.
So one of the first things that we learned when we were here about yoga was breathing, learning to breathe right. So most people, not most people, I don't want to say most people, but a lot of people are hunched over, chins down, usually from looking at the phones or from a desk job, whatever, and from sitting. And when you do that, you're not able to expand your chest and actually fill your lungs to their actual capacity. And then that means you're breathing at a shallow breath. And that helps promote anxiety and stuff like that there as well. And a lot of diseases, you do it for a long period of time, it's not good for you. But the best way to explain it, you have 3 chambers in your lung, or like 6, 3 on each side, whatever way you want to look at it. You've got your abdominal, your thoracical, and then your clavicular. Okay, and you want to breathe into them from the bottom, from the abdominal to the thoracical to the clavicular. Okay, and then Nicholas has the funniest way of saying this ever because he's French. He has the best accent, and I feel like I have mastered it, and I am going to do it perfectly for you right now in front of the camera.
Like literally every second of the
all right.
It's just off.
All right. So inhale, abdominal, thoracical, clavicular, and exhale. Again,
And it's like,
inhale,
stretch your spine.
stretch your spine, abdominal, thoracical, clavicular, exhale. Okay.
You
Does
know,
that bring you back?
Yeah, no, see, even Nick, we didn't even actually have a Nick a huge amount. We didn't. You guys have like slightly different. We've only done like one or two with Nick, where Nick seems to be kind of more of a key teacher in kind of your program. And even that new lady you have, I think is she a Swedish blonde lady?
Edit.
And yeah, we didn't have. I think we only done maybe one or two. She was like maybe a stand-in teacher for us, maybe one or two.
Oh man, she's awful.
She's crazy.
She's evil. She is evil.
Yeah, because she's kind of got it. She's got like a fitness background, and she's probably really pushes. Yeah, because even the one class we done was pretty. We kind of got her towards the end, and as I said, after a while, like after 3-4 weeks of this, you're doing like literally hours and hours of yoga every day. After a while, like, oh my days. I remember one day I was in a session one day with who was it? The guy who plays the drum. What's his name again? With the drum, Dimitri, yes, Dimitri. He's probably was probably one of my favorites. Well, I think Lex is my favorite. He's probably my second favorite. But literally one day I literally just went upstairs on the beanbag and had to go for a nap. I was just wrecked tired. More so, I think it was more so kind of a combination lack of sleep because you're kind of doing a lot of kind of socializing, chatting, staying up late. And we probably shouldn't have been. But it was good fun.
We're not staying up late at all. We're going to bed really early, like every night. We need it. We really need it. Like these like yoga's tough. Yoga is tough.
Especially that much yoga.
And especially not even that, but like you're stretching yourself constantly, like even like from a mindset point of view, or like you're putting yourself outside your comfort zone, even kind of opening yourself up to all these kind of new ideas and philosophies and kind of ways of looking at the world. There's a lot of physical stimulus, but there's still a huge amount of kind of mental stimulus as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's fascinating thing. The Shakti is a legend. I love the Shakti. She did a street dance over there the other day.
She's a beautiful soul that doesn't give, she just doesn't care what people think, and she's just so free. She's just, I think, free is the best word for her.
She just goes for it.
Yeah, I felt very sexy wiggling my hips. So she taught us how to like belly dance, man. I was fucking.
That's when you just do the kind of dance yoga where she puts on the tunes and you're kind of just dancing around the room. And at the start, you're just kind of like you're dancing, but then after a while, you just kind of just let go and you just start to kind of feel your body moving and stuff.
It's so good. We did a moon dance salutation thing with her as well. Man, it's so cool. I love it here. I'm gonna be so sad when I sleep.
I'm scared to go home.
Yeah, but we still have like 3 more weeks of this.
Yeah.
What is it? 3 more weeks.
25 days in total, isn't it? The course.
26
class. And so tomorrow is your kind of your first day off. What are any plans?
Yeah. Well, no. We had Wednesday off. To practice for our test Thursday.
You've had a test already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. When I was up in front of the class, that was a test.
Teaching. Okay, cool. Well, so what are you going to do tomorrow then?
We don't know yet, actually. We don't know.
Hiking, maybe.
We might go up to some viewpoints or something. We're like everyone, like the first while, everyone was like kind of not standoffish, just nervous, gelling together and meeting people and stuff like that. And then everyone seems to be so close now already.
Yeah, it does. We got so close to all the guys we were doing our class as well.
Yeah,
I love them. It's class.
And you should definitely go down to the reception there, check out the tours and stuff. There's some really cool kind of boat trips. You can do like a boat trip to go see the other islands and stuff. That's usually kind of really cool thing to do, especially on your day off. Kind of pick you up from the hotel in the minibus, and they kind of take you off to the boats, and you kind of go and get to see some bits and bobs. I said you're pretty close to Koh Tao and stuff like that. And then there's I think it's called Ang Thong National Park. We done that one. It's not too far away from you.
What's Ang Thong? What's that?
It's just like a national park. It's kind of where there's like nice little viewpoints and stuff to kind of take you around these cool little spots. You do a bit of snorkeling, all that fun stuff. If you're doing that, I would recommend but definitely bring lots of sun cream and or kind of snorkel with a t-shirt on, because obviously your back's exposed for a large portion of the day. A lot of people got pretty burnt.
Yeah. Oh, here, look, you ready? I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Can you see the difference there?
Yeah. He's getting on with the mosquitoes and stuff like that as well.
Oh man, don't talk to me. We're being eaten alive.
So bad.
These have the jungle spray or the chemical stuff. People will try and fob you off and say, "Oh yeah, use the citronella." Don't use the citronella. Get the chemicals, or they'll still eat you.
And they're still eating us.
I keep eating I keep ingesting the deep by accident. So I'll be sweating and roll into my mouth, and I'm just like, oh, it's so hard.
She means when he goes to kiss me or something.
Yeah. It's disgusting. And I just got a big chemical sweat in your face. Yeah, so guys, anything else kind of to add to any kind of other first impressions of yoga, kind of any kind of other things of note? Has it been kind of just being immersed in it? Any kind of advice you want to give to any of the listeners, any of them?
Oh man, like
I'm walking a lot lighter. I like noticed that like I'm so much more aware of like when I'm walking, because I felt like I was walking like pretty heavily like before this. I just kind of like stomp around a wee bit, but now I'm just like, I don't know. Do you feel that as well?
Just kind of more mindful, more present.
No. We did.
More on your tippy toes.
Yeah, we did a walking meditation, and like the walking meditation, the whole point of it, okay? So people might laugh at meditation, but one of the lessons that Panita keeps trying to teach us, all right? And this is one of those things where, like, if I tell you, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it unless you do it. And it's about controlling your mind, okay? And the one thing that your mind wants to do is to do something else. And you're going to be like, nope, we're going to be bored, and we're going to do this thing right here. We're going to be as present as we possibly can doing this one super basic, simple thing. And you're going to notice all of the experience in this sort of moment. Yeah. And the walking meditation was really good for this, because she said when you get really good at it, we worked out really quickly after eating, and
it's gonna bar.
Anyway, so the thing that we were doing is like, if you get good at this, it's like you should be able to walk 10 paces, no more, just 10 paces up, 10 paces back, 10 paces up, and that should be enough for you. That should be enough, and do it as slow as possible.
Like, your foot should kind of really feel every kind of millimeter on the foot.
It's the opposite. So it's like, so start off here, pick it up, and then step, lift, and then plant the toes, the ball of your foot, then your heel. There's like 4 steps to it. So it's heel up, lift.
It's 5.
Or 5 steps, foot forward, toe down, heel down. And just do that over and over again as slow as possible. And we were doing it on our bare feet on the sand. And the sand here is like made with coral a little bit. So it's really rough. It's really, really rough. So it's kind of hard on your feet. But instead, this is one of the things that I'm learning from yoga. And I seen a podcast a while ago where it was explaining this sort of thing with pain and how to bypass pain through meditation and sort of stuff like that. And it does sound woo-woo, but it's not. It's actually not. So see, when you, like, the only reason you think it's painful that, and you want to stop, is because you think you're in danger and you have to get out of there. And when you know and you fully realize and believe that you're not actually in danger, your body is like, oh, okay, it doesn't really see it as pain anymore. So like, when you step up, like, I found I have little bitch feet. Like, I can't handle like walking on coarse stuff. Like, it really just annoys my feet. So like, if I was doing that, like, I would normally do it in the sandals, but I was trying to meditate and do it a little bit better. So like, every time you step onto the thing, like, it hurt a little bit, but the more you did it, the slower you did it, and the more you notice how it feels, like, as you do it, the less it hurts. Do you get me? It's more of a feeling and an experience rather than a pain. Do you get me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a good experience versus pain. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like you're looking to actually feel how it feels, not try and get away from it. And when you don't do that, it's like you can go through it much longer. I've got a half lotus now, whereas before I used to not even be able to sit up straight. Still having to use a block for it.
Yeah.
I can do it for so long because my knee gets really, really sore. But Panita was saying, like, see, when they're doing the full lotus and all that jazz, it's like they're saying that hurts. That hurts everyone. It's like even the mask.
Yeah.
It hurts them. Like, that's the whole point.
But the whole point of yoga, the whole point of the Ashtanga is, or the Asana, sorry, is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? That the reason that they want to be flexible is so they can literally sit for hours and hours and meditate.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I found as well, actually, that like a big thing for me was like patience. So like if like I'm constantly wanting to like move on to the next thing and the next thing, I'm just like, oh, when's breakfast and when are we doing this and this? But like, it really helps when you're in the middle of like a session to like just kind of be like, no, I'm just here right now. I'm just gonna get on with this and enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah,
So
I'd be so similar to you, Ashton. Always kind of looking to move on to the next thing. Once you reach one goal, you're already setting the next goal, and it's go, 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 go. You're always trying to rushing your way through life or rushing your way through the days, trying to get to the next thing. But I find yoga is so cool.
You're on the fifth step in your head when you're actually like at the first physically.
Yeah, so you missed out on the full experience.
I had a heartbreaking moment. One of the first, it was either the first or the second day we were here. Panita had us do a 30-minute Om meditation with where's our beads? Grab those beads there. With these bad boys. So
what are they called again?
I forget what they're called.
Moolah beads, something like that.
They're like rosary beads.
They're like rosary beads, but with a lot more beads on them.
Yeah.
What is there? 108 beads.
Yeah, I don't know I forget what it's called. I think you could be right. But there's 108, and the whole time we're doing this meditation, you start off one side. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Start off one side, and every time you go, every single time, you move up one.
So you do 108 Oms.
Man, all right. And then I was fully immersed, and I was like, I was like moving through it, and I was like, oh, I bet I'm like nearly finished. I would do probably only a few more ohms, and then I was like this far.
How long did you do it for?
For like half an hour. Yeah, half an hour.
Yeah, I struggle big time with the silent meditation to start with. Obviously, it does get easier. Well, because you do find it easier to kind of slip into that space where you're not kind of being really conscious, or you're not necessarily counting the minutes or seconds down. But I said 30-minute silent meditation, then you just threw us right into the deep end. And I was like, oh, okay. Like literally day one, we were sitting there in silence for 30 minutes in the seating position that I was obviously, because my flexibility is great, it was uncomfortable in, so it was really difficult. But again, it's a great kind of learning experience. Moving into what he's kind of looking for.
No, not yet.
It's too late. I'm already here. You sneezing again?
No. It's just the connection is so bad. I can see on the bottom here if it's red, yellow, or white.
Yeah, so for anyone listening or watching, guys, sorry for the kind of the bad connection again. We're doing the best we can. Yeah, so kind of, is there anything else kind of you had to look through your kind of perspective kind of the perspectives for the rest of the programs? Anything else you're really looking forward to trying to experience, and what is your own kind of personal goals now for the rest of the journey?
One of my goals is to be able to stretch my hamstrings, be able to sit upright, because I'm only starting to develop
sit in an L shape.
Well, even just with my legs crossed without my tail going tucking under. Do you get me? Because sitting like this here on a chair is fine, but like see when we're sitting with your legs crossed, and like I can sit like this here for I don't know about like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes even, but like we're sitting in park for like an hour, and all of a sudden you're back like a week, and then start to slouch.
Yeah.
And it gets worse and worse and worse, and then you're sitting fidgeting with your feet instead of bloody listening to the lecture. But I'm getting better and better at it. Like, and it's only been 5 days of yoga. Like my squats, Stephen, I was squatting today. In the workout, I was squatting. I was so free. It was so freeing. There was no
impingement.
There was nothing in the way. Do you get me? There was no tightness. I was moving through ranges of motion that I never thought was like that I could do it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I never thought it was possible. It's weird when you do it. It's freeing. But my goal is to stretch my hamstrings and finally be able to like do like a toe touch and stuff like that there. I want to be able to do a downward dog with like straight legs. That's cool. The goal.
And then so that's kind of maybe like a physical, any kind of more kind of, what would you call them, kind of mental goals or kind of mindset goals or mindfulness, that kind of stuff, spirituality?
Well, I'm much more aware of like embracing the pain. Because before I did this show, there was a lot of Nietzsche and all that sort of stuff. And it's like people usually like try and get away from suffering. And like this is all about like embracing it and using it to bring you into the present. And like Nietzsche's like, that's where you grow. That's what like people see suffering as a bad thing. And Nietzsche reframed it in a way he was like, no, it's actually a good thing because that's what makes you develop. That's the thing that you want. You want more suffering because the more suffering you get, the more you'll develop. It doesn't matter what kind of suffering. And he does take it to the extreme. And it can be like, like family members dying and all that jazz. And it's like, yeah, if that happens and you deal with that the right way, it's like you're a much stronger person on the other side of it. So embracing how difficult this is, like, it's kind of like an ego trip for me, because usually, if I'm doing something that requires like fitness or physical sort of stuff, like I'd put myself in the top sort of end of the class, like just in terms of doing well. Do you get me? And here it's like I'm like on the bottom. Do you get me? Like,
so it's a humbling experience.
Yeah.
But like,
you know
it's so nice seeing the effort that you're putting in with everything. Like anytime I look over at you, like you're like putting in like your best effort and you're like breathing the whole time and stuff. And that's probably why you're seeing such good results.
Yeah.
So it's really paying off.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about yoga as well. It's like there really is like there's maybe it's just the way the teachers have it set up there, but there really is as little ego as possible. Like, and it's like everyone's just kind of on their own journey. Again, just all about doing your best. And it's even from the teacher's perspective, it's not about, whereas us here in the gym, it's more like trying to get people pumped up and get people to kind of to push through and go. And sometimes yoga's just like, listen to your body, like, take child's pose at any time. You want to just flip around and go for a little shavasana, you know what I mean?
Actually, yeah.
The fact that they give you that option makes you want to work harder.
Yes, the reverse psychology of it. It works so well. Every time they're like, oh, and if it's in your practice or you feel like trying it, and you're like, God damn, I feel like trying it. It's so good. Oh, I really like this style of teaching. I love the way they teach. Oh, actually, before, because I know you're trying to wrap it up, and this was something I really wanted to mention. I feel like one of the benefits, or one of the things going in that has really helped me even do some of the most basic moves. I don't want to brag or anything like that, but like do them. They're not as I can't do them to the same level, but I feel like I can do the basics better than some of the other people here who've been doing it for longer because of this upper leopard. Because of creating torque in your hips, bracing your core. Like in the yoga, they're explaining it like kind of like a different way, and I know how it translates to that sort of thing. Like draw your belly button in. It's like belly button in. It means like squeeze your core and wrap your abs around your spine to stabilize. And when you do that, it allows for more. It releases your muscles a little bit more because the spine is safe. Do you get me? When you're sitting up straight and your neck is straight and your spinal cord isn't bent out of shape, it will allow for greater range of motion. Like that's why they're doing it. Do you get me?
I think if you have that knowledge, and if you take that knowledge maybe from like different sports as well, if you've done different sports, it translates really well into the postures. Like say if you've built up strength from other like disciplines and stuff like that.
That's really cool. I know what I would say that's kind of what I want us to do. That's why I wanted to invest in yoga and kind of make sure I done it, and you kind of want to do it was amazing. So that we our kind of role now is to teach yoga through the lens of fitness. Hello.
Yeah.
And show people like using the fitness words, using the language that kind of our people, our kind of tribe would understand, our kind of community would understand. Kind of whereas because when you go obviously, as you said, when you go right into the yoga where you're at now, like it's a different language, it's a different energy, it's a different way of talking about stuff. Our people on some level, it could be more like us, more rational minded, more logical. It wouldn't even resonate with them. So it's like trying to take the key pieces, bring it back, put it through that fitness lens, and then kind of so they can still kind of get the same benefits. Maybe if they might not have kind of thought yoga was for them or that kind of stuff, Am I gone?
Yeah, you were gone for like 10 seconds.
I know it. So basically the key point is just helping our people kind of get the benefits of yoga. They maybe thought that yoga wasn't their thing, and like just translating it through kind of using the language of fitness and the language that we'd use here in the video, and kind of helping them still get the benefit.
Here's the number one thing that I want people to take away from it, is that like it feels really good to do when you're done. Like it feels really, really good. I can't, like, that's one of those things that's not tangible. Like I can only try and describe it. And it's like you just relax, you're loose, and it's like stuff bothers you less. You know what I mean? It's like
Do you know what? The thing that I actually really like, I think it's so important that you're starting to bring in yoga into the gym, because like I know that when I joined, it was when I needed like a bit of a leg up in life, and I just needed a bit more like support and everything. So I think it's so good for your mindset and everything. And I think that like people come to the gym to get that lift and like to kind of feed off your energy, because it's so like, I don't know, I just think it's fantastic. Like, so I think you'll appreciate that even more.
That is amazing, but that's the whole thing. Even as you said, you feel amazing after. It's that whole concept of eat the frog. It's like once you've kind of put yourself through an hour of suffering, it's like you feel better because it's like it's almost as if I've got the suffering out of the way. It's like it puts everything else in perspective. Then that's what I think. I think it's yoga is really good. It puts things in perspective.
Yeah. And when you're doing it, like you don't care about anything else. Like when you're when you're in the triangle and you're trying to touch your toes and look at your finger and get your arm straight. It's like you don't care. You don't care about what bills you have or whatever it is, or like what's going to be bad. Like you only care about taking this breath in and exhaling for an extra centimeter back. That's all you care about. And you're like, and hoping to God that your back doesn't snap while you do it.
I haven't worried about money at all this week. I was like worrying about money so much before we like arrived here and started doing the yoga and stuff, and I just haven't had time to think about it. I've just been like,
since we've actually like reined in our spending so much. Like since the last few days since we moved to this resort and all that, I was like, we haven't been spending much money. Like the first week we spent like $1,000 or something like that. We spent so much money.
You spend because the badge is like monopoly money.
Yeah. Man, it's like 1,000 baht. That's only like a tenner, right?
1,000 baht.
We're so stupid, but it's like it's just weird the way it works.
But at least now the course is all inclusive, so you're not going to starve.
Yeah. And I fasted for 4 days before anyway, so it's fine. We went 4 days after the course. I fasted for that, so it's not a big deal.
And then Ashen, so just what was your kind of goals, your kind of physical goals, and then maybe kind of more kind of mindset, spiritual goals as well?
I really want to get like really strong in all the poses. I'm really jealous of like Chris is really good at like push-ups and everything, which I'm really jealous of. So I really want to work on that end and get that really smooth, and also just get everything really like teaching wise, get everything really solid and get as much like knowledge of all the spiritual stuff in as I can, because I think that's really interesting with
a lot of
helping clients and
a lot of
people
that
I'd
stuff,
be teaching in the future.
A lot of that stuff really resonated with Ashlyn this week.
Yeah, I really felt like when we were working on our chakras and everything, they really aligned with the way I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
So I just really thought it was really cool.
And there was so many what do you call them? Synchronicities. So many little synchronicities. Like we were working on the sacral chakra yesterday, and it's like the color of that one's orange, and then it's like Ashlyn felt like wearing her bright orange pants and all that jazz that day, and it's like that's the time where women are hormonal and stuff like that.
We're not talking about it.
So it's like it's all that all that sort of stuff. It was like all linking up. Do you get me? And it was just really, really weird how like it all just came together like that. It's like. And when you if you look at it from it's just coincidence, then you're like, yeah, okay. But if you look at it as a way, it's like the universe conspiring to make all this sort of happen, and it's because of something. Do you get me? It's like it just makes it like a little bit meaningful. Do you get a little bit you're like, whoa, it's different.
Yeah, no, I did. I love the chakras. So the chakras are very, very interesting.
Yeah, and the nadas and all that sort of stuff. But again, I don't want to seem like I'm this bloody hippie who is into all that sort of stuff and is away with the fairies. But it's they're real in the same way dreams are real. That's the way I'm looking at it so far. They're real in the same way they have a tangible effect in the world. So if you think about it as an idea and use it as an idea, then it works. Do you get me? My philosophy on it is let's Kaniva, as you said, Ashlyn just resonates. So just that's kind of a great way for Ashlyn then, whereas maybe you kind of learn better from facts and figures. It's just we're all kind of wired a little bit differently. So it's let's not put everybody into the same box. The key with me is as long as it's an empowering belief, as long as the belief empowers you and it helps you grow, it's collect as many of them as you can. If it's a disempowering belief, it's maybe there's another way to look at things that might kind of help you on your path.
Yeah, and it's Chris is probably gonna have a different teaching style to me as well. They're emphasizing to have your own style of teaching.
Yeah, I already it was the first teaching thing I did. I already know how I'm gonna do it differently next time. I already know. I'm gonna there's so many little cues that no one's saying, and I'm why is no one saying this stuff? So like push through your middle, like reach up to the skies, and then everyone's just reaching up. And I'm like, reach through the skies, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and push through your middle fingers. Don't align back and because everyone's just reaching up, and it's kind of lax. You know, like, no, squeeze the shoulder blades, drive through your middle fingers. Like when you push through your middle fingers, this happens instead of it just being here. Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's a big difference. You don't pull your shoulder blades down instead of coming up like this. So like do it, and then it's like grab the floor of your foot, screw your foot into the ground, drive your knee out, rotate your hips, squeeze your glutes so your knees turn outside. Do stuff like that. Like Warrior One, like it looks super easy. See when you do it properly and have your feet in the proper position. Like Lech taught us just a couple of little things, and I was like, yeah, bump, 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 and then I was like,
yeah, that was such a weird experience because like I do more of the anti-gravity kind of yoga, so like floor yoga is a bit new to me anyways, but it was such a humbling experience because most of the people in the class were getting like loads of things corrected with their form and everything that they thought was brand.
yeah, first thing you did was like, who's got their downward dog perfect? Who's got it then? Who's got it nailed? And then you're like, you did it wrong. You know, just pointing at all the different stuff. And then Ashlyn was buzzing one day because he was like trying to show out. He was like, so this is what someone who's really flexible looks like. Ashlyn's like out of everyone, like the most flexible out of everyone. It's like it's crazy.
Ashlyn is the Fran of our group. Fran was the same. Fran could just do everything down to a T. Like there's a couple like really advanced moves, and again, love Thorny was always kind of using her as an example.
Yeah, well, but they're doing like crazy stuff, Steve. They're doing crazy stuff here. Like they're saying that our group is like the most advanced group that they've had. Do you get me? And everyone's like really, really good. So like they're doing all this mad stuff. I mean, like it's like bloody arms under the legs.
Crazy.
Actually,
we did. Did you do like Bird of Paradise?
Yes. Fran could do Bird of Paradise. I think I napped during that one.
There's like 4 or 5 different people in our class that can do all of that.
That's good.
It's great.
It's great. Bird of Paradise. Bird of Paradise is one where you kind of stand on one leg, bring the leg up.
It's a wacky one. I really like it.
But it's like true in inversion, like it's behind you and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Inversion, like upside down. I'm still learning, all right?
I'm still learning.
But the lizards, they were doing the splits over their shoulders. Steve, the splits over their fucking... Like,
you said traumatized.
I am. It's scary. Like, I was looking, I was like, where do you expect me to do this thing?
Stop doing that.
Yeah. So, like, Joe the lizard pose. So, it's like basically like a groiner.
Yeah.
It's a really long groiner, okay? And then you put your hand under your knee and put it on the ground outside your ankle, and your knee goes above your shoulder. And you dig your hands into the ground, you screw in, and then you pick, like your back knee is out, and then you pick your lead leg up over your knee and just straighten it out. It's like splits. There's no full splits.
Yeah.
Like, and Ashley, like everyone, like, oh man. So I'm comparing myself to that, and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. There's such a high standard in the class that I was so spooked at first. I was just like, oh my god, everyone's so good.
Yeah. But
that's good. There's a good old saying: a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah. I'm feeling that now. Like I feel like we're like real settled in now after the first week.
Yeah, that's good. He's well look really happy, and you look like you're really enjoying it. So that's cool.
Yeah. No, I'm having a ball.
We're so sunburned.
Yeah. So what time is it? What time is it with you guys? It's just 3:05 here. So was it 9:05 with you guys?
Yeah, 9:05. We're actually we're either gonna. I think we're gonna rent scooters and just go to 7-Eleven and just do like a little bit of shopping.
Cool.
And then
going shopping.
Yeah, we'll come back and get up early. We're gonna use the gym. Do you know if the gym across the road has a punch bag or item?
No, it doesn't.
Gosh darn it.
It is pretty limited from what I remember. It was kind of like what I have. When I had like one machine that has a treadmill, it has a rake of dumbbells. I think it might have a cable machine, as far as I remember. But I remember they took when I was there, like I was using it kind of every other day, kind of for the first week or so, and then they took the aircon out of it, and then I was like, fuck, I can't train anymore.
They took the aircon out.
Yeah, because we were training at the restaurant room. I'm not sure if you've been there, and they took the aircon that broke over there, so they took the aircon out of the fitness center and put it in the other place. But sure, I assume it's been put back by now. It's a giant aircon machine. It was unreal.
Okay. Well, we've also got massages.
Nice.
free massages because of the overbooking thing. So we got
Yeah.
5 free massages each.
Did you do many yet? How many did you?
We've only done one. We've only done a Thai massage.
What do you think of
And
the Thai
it's really
massage?
fun.
It's painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It cracked my toes.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
ground,
Everyone, yeah. Oh, it's weird. And them girls get right up on you, like they're literally on top of you. You know what I mean? Pulling you into position.
one of them put me in a master lock away, right? 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yeah. That's so
And then I
cool.
was like, "Ooh," I was scared. And then they're like, "You ready?" And I was like, 1, 2, 3, the opposite way. That was
They get into like so many places that you can get like a traditional massage because it's just like your back or whatever that you get massaged. But like they can get like right to your shoulders and everything, your legs and stuff.
I would definitely recommend if you, because obviously you're having a little bit of sunburn, definitely go down into town. I'm not sure. I obviously the hotel is a little bit more expensive, but if you go down into the towns into the mile, you get a really kind of cheap aloe vera massage.
Aloe vera massage.
Yeah, but I think for maybe about 200-300 baht. Honestly, one aloe vera massage and your sunburn is like 50% reduced. It's like literally within a couple of hours. That's what I had to get. I had to get a few of them, and it's so cool and it's unreal. It's more like just like a relaxing massage instead of like.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's on the cards for me. I burnt my shoulder so bad the other day. So I'm only starting to get like being able to move without pain now.
Yeah. You will not put on sun cream.
Come on, Chris.
I put it on sometimes. I just forget, and then sometimes it's like I knew I was going in the pool, so I was like, "What's the point in putting it on now? I'll just stay in the shade." I got burnt when I was in the pool.
Yeah.
To get me, so like the sun cream's gonna wash off either way. So I was like, "I'm gonna get sunburnt either way here."
That's cool. Right, so let me see. So we'll wrap it up there, and what I'll do is we'll schedule another one then for next week, and we'll touch base as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Because I actually, like, there's so much more that I want to talk about, but you sprung this one on me, like, just text me. I was like, oh, I haven't got in touch with you in ages. So now that I know I'm going to be doing a podcast next week, I'll see if I can have some stuff that I'll learn through the week. I'll keep a note for the podcast. Yeah. I'll actually bring out my notes and we can go over that. Because there's loads of stuff with the chakras and building energy and all the different things in yoga, and there's actually so much more to it.
Yeah, we could even pick a different topic, like even just go in on chakras, kind of talk about a little bit of that, kind of one podcast. Then we can maybe walk through the asanas, another one, and kind of maybe then talk. These are the 8 limbs of yoga. We could talk through them. Loads of different stuff. Maybe kind of break it all down so we don't sound as hippie and people can have a better understanding of kind of exactly what we're talking about.
Like, yeah, you want to hear about your chakras?
All right, guys, cool. So I love yous and leave yous. I'll leave it there. All right, thanks a million for the chat. Keep in touch, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks everybody for joining us and listening. Namaste.